and welcome to Add More Zest. My name's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147, and I've got a bit of a delayed WIP Chat today. Sorry, I didn't get to do a WIP Chat on Sunday. I was out on Saturday, which I will tell you about in a moment. And then there was stuff that needed doing through the house / tiredness from Saturday, so therefore it just got too late in the day to get a WIP Chat done, and I'm just realizing that this glue dot in here is not that sticky. See how we go. I might have to give it a little freshen up if it decides it's not going to pick up the diamonds. But I'm working on I Choose You from Diamond Art Studio UK. I've got, I think, 2 rows down on it, so I'm not making huge progress this November, but I'm hoping to get some more done, though the month is disappearing away from me. I actually realised when I managed to carve a bit of time out to come and do this WIP Chat the same day it's going up, that I will be getting ready to film the first Advent WIP Chat in a week. I'm so excited to start working on the Advent calendar. I can't wait. It's all kitted up, as you may well know from my previous videos, and I am ready and raring to go. But Saturday, Megan and I decided, I think it was about Thursday, Megan turned around to me and said, should we go and see Diamond Art Studio, go and see Sam at the NEC? Because they have been at the NEC this last weekend in Birmingham, and we were like, let's make that happen. Not being a person that likes to drive to Birmingham, we decided to get the train, which much nicer ride in my opinion. We decided to get the train down to go to the festive gift fair event at the NEC and say hello to Sam and Giles. So it was great fun because, of course, neither of us, while we have talked endlessly via email, which Sam is definitely better at long emails than I am. I'm definitely more of a chatty person, as they found out. We just rocked up. They had no idea who we were until I handed her a little gift in a box, and as soon as she opened the box she realised exactly who it was. It was nice to have a little chat and a catch up. It was a busy day, of course, for them. We did stop by, I think we stopped by about 3 times. We did a few little laps at the festive gift fair and then went back and had another little natter before going off and having a nosy again. Got a few Christmas presents, which is always good. It was lovely to meet Sam and Giles. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us. There were a few times where it was, there were quite a few times where it was rather busy for them, but by all accounts it went really well, which is awesome news, because I think they're brave soldiers. I was exhausted after 1 day, never mind after 4 days of it. So I can imagine the rest of this week they might be working on a little bit of a more relaxed pace, I would hope, for them after the madness of the NEC. But it was good. I've been to a festive gift fair on previous years. It wasn't quite as good as previous years, in my opinion. A few too many large companies. not as, there was quite a few of your more small independent companies, which was great, and that's where we tended to spend our money. But there was a lot of big corporate companies with representation there, which wasn't what we went for. And I don't remember there being as many in earlier years. But it was a good day, a few good purchases made, and a couple of friends met, so it was worth it for that alone. And yeah, and now here I am doing I Choose You from them. But yeah, it was just really, really nice to meet them. So thank you so much, Sam and Giles, for letting us bend your ear off for a while we said hello. And now we have faces to put to the names when communicating via email again. Yeah, so that's where I was on Saturday. Megan seems to have picked up some sort of cold at some point, which has gone to her chest. Not a chest infection as such, but it's definitely affected her asthma. So she is currently at home. She's on treatment for it, but it takes a day or two to kick in properly. So she hasn't got the energy, well, breathing power mainly, to run around after children. So yeah, while she is off today, I have used this opportunity to sneak in the WIP and Chat that I missed from Sunday, so that we still have that video. And then if, dependent on time and what else I need to get done for the business today, I'm hoping to get some more of my videos done. Get my Dreamer's Design de-kitted. I also want to go shopping for another one, another Dreamer's Designs, and see if their canvas is better than it used to be, or better than the last one was. Because I really enjoyed the quality of the diamonds. I had plenty of diamonds. I didn't run out of any diamonds, which was my reason for holding off ordering another one. I didn't run out of any diamonds, so I'm hoping to get another one ordered and get that added into my stash so that I can give them another go. But when I unbox it, I'll be having a good look at the canvas, especially on a light pad in the dark. And hopefully, from what I've heard, improvements have been made. So that will be extra specially good. I've just realised that one has got some bits on the side. It's just stopping it from sitting right. So if I can get a hold of it. Okay, it wants to be a pain. It's decided it's stuck. There we go. Finally got it off the canvas. I do need either a new glue dot, or I need to take out this glue dot and refresh it with another one. But I'm trying to make it last for this symbol, because my next symbol is the AB, and an AB diamond is better with a not fresh glue dot. So just in case you're wondering why I am still struggling to get these grey ones on, but persevering, that is why, because my next symbol will be AB. And therefore I would like, ideally, just get rid of that ones because they've got bubbles. Yeah, ideally I can get these on with this weaker glue dot, do my ABs with the weaker glue dot, and then refresh it. I have quite a few to do though, so let's see how this goes. Okay, comments and questions, etc. from week before last's WIP and Chat, or Sunday before last. Billy, she says, extra note. She says, Paint Gem now has a set of mystery minis. Yes, I did spot them. She says she received hers within 5 to 7 days. because they now ship from the US. So they now have a warehouse they can ship from the US. I think the rest of the world they still ship from China. She said, were you aware of this change? Not before seeing it on the website, Billy. Sometimes I do get sort of advance notice of things occasionally. I did get advance notice of some of the new designs from the last time. However, I don't always get told when they're going to go up, so I keep my mouth shut because I don't know whether I can speak about it yet. She said she didn't get her inventory sheet and contacted them after 9 p.m. She expected a response the next day, but they responded immediately and emailed it to her. Awesome. So do they not come with the stickers? Because I have found I didn't get an inventory sheet for the new design with the stickers. I only got an inventory sheet for the older ones. So I don't know whether they are including them or not, if they've got stickers. But yes, I have seen the mystery. I am kind of itching to do them. I do have a few that need doing before then. In fact, I will be kitting up. I'll be doing my decision wheel to kit up another set of minis soon, so that I can use my storage box that I have managed to empty. So I have a couple kitted up for December. I will probably take them to Australia with me, because I go to Australia with one of my daughters. We actually fly out on Christmas Day for our sins. So yeah, I want to get some more of those kitted up, but I haven't got the mystery yet. However, we have created stickers for them, for those that do want to display them in a display book alongside potentially our other stickers and covers. We have created stickers and covers for them, so they are on the website under the Paint Gem mini covers and stickers, in case you need those. Right, because this glue dot is playing up, I'm actually going to switch and do this AB, and then I'm going to go back to that grey, because I want to take this glue dot out and make it a little bit more sticky. But I want to get the ABs down first. Sue, she says, you'll find, she says that Luna will recover very quickly from her spay operation. She said the hardest part will be keeping her from jumping around until her stitches are out. She said, you've done the best thing, she said. Oh, sorry, I've got my sound on. She says, you've done the best thing for her by getting her spayed young. It will prevent several very nasty illnesses, and also her being in season where they can get miserable and moody. She said she'll be a happy and healthier dog for the rest of her, hopefully, long life ahead of her. Oh, thank you, Sue. Roz, she says the cone of doom, she said, stressed out her little pup, but a friend did recommend a leotard material with no arms and legs for her to go outside. It's a surgical onesie, she said. So yeah, we did have a surgical onesie for Luna. That was something that we did look into rather than the cone. The first day back, I pretty much spent the day on the couch with Luna, lifting her up, of course. She was rather sleepy. She had been a little bit sick when she first got home, but I think she drank too much water too quick. But after that, say we had quite a lazy day on the Saturday. On the Sunday, she was a little bit more herself, like pockets of her coming out a little bit more, and then she would be sleepy again. So just slept quite a bit more. Monday, she definitely wasn't herself. We did have sort of a vet visit on Monday anyway, and they did prescribe her a little bit more pain medication. But she was still extremely sort of sleepy, cuddly on the couch on both the Monday and the Tuesday. I think it was actually the Tuesday night we phoned the vet up again. Just to check that was there anything that we should be looking out for, because in a way her sleeping so much, in one sense I was quite happy with that because it stopped her jumping up as much. So her sleeping more was good, and she said that she'd actually looked up like pain in, you know, pain tolerances, or looked up a little bit more with her breed. And she did see that cockapoos weren't very tolerant of pain. So they did actually provide her a little bit more of a painkiller, which the hubby went to pick up. And yeah, come Thursday, Friday, she's fully back to being Luna. So at least, you know, while we did manage to get her pain levels under control, she wasn't doing a lot of jumping in, especially those first few days. She was just having lots of mummy cuddles on the couch. I didn't get much done last week. She went for a checkup again at the beginning of this week. There is a very, very small little look of a little bit of an infection, so they have popped her on antibiotics just to be sure. So she is still having to wear her surgical onesie and the cone of doom, as it's called, but she just tends to wear that at night time, just to make sure that she can't, you know, try and get at her wound through her onesie in the middle of the night. But she's really good at putting it on at night, and she's had it on a few times in the day when we've had to wash her onesie. And while it can be quite comical, see her trying to get through doorways like with a cone on her head, she has actually been really, really good with it. The only night she tried to take it off, I think, was the first night back from the hospital, from the vets. But we were trying to see if she could still go to sleep in her cage, in her crate, is where she goes to sleep, and she goes in every night, never has a problem. She's not as keen sleeping in it in the day, but at night she has zero issue at all, and she'll go straight there at bedtime. And she did try to get it off when she was in there, but we realised she didn't have as much space with it on. So we did pull out her old playpen from when she was a baby, or a puppy, a little bit more of a puppy. And we've popped her playpen into our room, and that's where she sleeps now. So she's got a lot more space, and she doesn't try and remove it because she can move without bashing into everything all the time. So yeah, she's been really good. She's pretty much back to herself now. It is just a matter of treating the infection, and then we'll be back again next week, and hopefully she will have the all clear to have the onesie off, no more cone, and we can remove the playpen from our bedroom because it definitely takes up more space. But we shall see. She's a lot better than she was. That's for sure. But yeah, thank you all so much. We do know it needed to be done for her. It's just not nice when they're actually going through it, especially when you're trying not to get her to jump and she wants to jump. But we've had lots of cuddles. The cat lady, she says she doesn't think that her painting will be done by the end of the month. Yeah, me neither. I don't think I'm going to be done by the end of November. But hey, I've started. She says, thanks for the labels for her advent painting. They arrived. and they're now on her little bottles ready to go. The dreaded missing labels. We seem to have one kit that we forgot to put labels in, so big apologies for that one, but I'm glad the replacements have arrived. She says she's used washi tape to section off her advent so she can see what's next. She also said the hardest thing she had when her dog was spayed was the cone. She really didn't like it. Yeah, I think the only reason that Luna has tolerated it for a bit longer is that it's been at bedtime. So as soon as she's found a lie down place, she's been happy as anything. The suit has definitely been a lot easier, especially when everybody's home, because she just loves to wander around and see what everybody's doing. And I've been bashed the odd time by the cone already when she's had to wear it during the day. On her suit washing times, I've already been bashed by it enough. We wouldn't need it being bashing everybody with it. She said a message for Melissa. She said she picked up a crafting 24-day calendar from Amazon by Pony. She said it's for knitters, crocheters and cross stitchers. So there you go. That's an option for sure. And to mix in with your 12-day advent, or even on top of your 12 or 24-day advent, if you like another hobby, then why not get one for the other hobby too? You deserve it. You deserve the advent treats. In fact, at this Christmas fair, I picked up, I think it was just a jelly bean one, but it was one of these escape room calendars so that I can do a little puzzle a day. Yeah, that was what I picked up while I was there, so that I could treat myself. Because, of course, I've picked up the household's advent calendars and never picked myself one up because I just don't. I don't think about it. But now I have a puzzle each day to solve to get my jelly beans. I like jellies. Jeanette, she says, hello, Rebecca, from a crispy Saskatchewan, Canada. That is, I hashed that to goodness me. She said she hopes Luna has recovered from her surgery. Just a quick question. She says when she receives her 12-day advent calendar, when should she start opening it? So the 12-day, there are people that are doing different things and they're doing what suits them. So some people are buying another advent calendar, getting another 12-day advent, getting somebody to mix it all up for them, and then opening one a day. Some people are going for even days. So they're going for the 2nd, the 4th, and opening one every other day. When we did it, even though 12 days of Christmas is technically after Christmas, when we did it, we sort of tied things up with the potential 24-day, but we tied things up as if you were starting to open it on the 13th. So like a delayed advent calendar, and you'd open one a day from the 13th to the 24th. But do what's best for you and what gets you the most excitement. So if you're somebody that is not likely to want to wait every other day, then maybe you have to just keep waiting till the 13th and then open one a day. Or maybe, you can mix it up with some chocolate or something to make it as though you're opening something a day. Just one is our advent calendar and one is something else. But I'm hoping to pop a couple of sort of chat threads up at the top for people to be able to go on and chat about what they've got. But in turn, if they don't want to know because they're opening it in a different way, maybe they've mixed everything up and they're not opening it in a particular order, then they won't get any potential spoilers if they just avoid that thread in the chat. but I'll get them set up at the beginning of next week so that they're for people to comment on and people to go on if they want to. But yeah, do what suits you. Jackie, she says she uses washi tape if the tip of the pen is loose. She says, but she likes the idea of using a glue dot. Yeah, it's one of those. I think it was I had a glue dot on hand more than I had washi tape on hand, where I was stood when I was putting the pen tip in. But yeah, sometimes the metal pen tips can fit a little bit differently in different pens. I've had pens that need the O-ring attachments, and I've had pens that don't actually want the O-ring attachment. They don't work with it on. And I've also had pens that even with the O-ring attachments, they're all manufactured differently, so it can be a little bit of an unknown. But there are a couple of options that work. Susan, she says, oh, poor Luna. She says, in the long run, you'll be happy that she got spayed. She says, but it's always sad to see our beloved babies go through it. Oh yes, she has definitely been mollycoddled. That is for sure. I'm probably going to pay for that in the upcoming weeks when I try to get anything done. I already now have a little shadow, and quite often she will just follow me around, so I do need to break a little bit of that out of her. She says she can't wait to see the finished Dreamers Designs painting. She says she's so happy that I've finished it. She's a little bit sad, she said, but she didn't get the new trays for November. She said it's her own fault because she went out for the day and forgot to set her alarm. She said when she remembered, they were already gone. She said, I hope both of those colours come back, as she really loves them. She says, thank you both so much for sharing. I'm sure the colours will repeat eventually. We do get requests for repeated colours. We actually did some planning yesterday, Megan and I, while she was off work and seeing the doctor speaking to the doctor so that she could get the treatment she needed to clear up her chest from this cold. We took the opportunity to sit down and plan out quite a bit of next year. We've got some exciting colours coming up. That we're really excited about. We've probably ordered far too many rolls of filament. We've ordered them far too much in advance, but a few places that we purchased from had deals on some, and some of them, quite a few of them actually, are speciality filaments, so it means we don't have to have as big a difference in the price point for them. So yeah, we were rather excited to be able to get them at a better price, which can be passed on. So we may have ordered quite a few rolls, but yeah, we have planned out at least, I think, the next 6 months of colours, definitely of filaments. We've planned out quite a few months of pens. We've gone through what our supplier has to offer and got quite a few more. I did actually look at seeing if we could get some more of the wooden pens from one of our suppliers, but they don't seem to have it at the moment. So we'll keep an eye out, because we know that was a popular one. So we were thinking of bringing that one back again for a short time, potentially, because of the weight of it, because it's a lighter one. Like, these metal ones are lighter, but the wooden one was, I'm pretty sure, was a bit lighter than that. And we like giving, the variety. So we've got the thick pens, we've got the thin pens, as standard stock, we have the 2. And then, of course, the limited ones are different designs. So, yeah, we did try to get some more of them, but we did quite a bit of planning. There is a popular colour that is going to be coming back in one of the months. But then there are some really exciting new colours, and we have, of course, been ordering more so that we can increase our stock for next year as well. So we've been bearing that in mind. I think I'm going to have to move all my diamond painting, all my large diamond paintings, so all the ones that are on the top of the bookcase in this craft room. I've already had to split out some, so I've already had to take out my diamond art studio and put them on the wardrobe in my bedroom because they won't all fit on top of the bookcase. There's just too many now. But I think I'm also going to have to move the others just to make way for some of the stock that we're getting in, so that we can basically keep the printers going, and know, what it needs to get printing, so that we can make sure that we have all the stock required. So yeah, it's been exciting. But yeah, we will pop that purple and the red and the green, that sort of colours will potentially come back again. There'll be some repeats and there'll be some that aren't throughout the following month. I just kind of, I don't know, sometimes I just wish I could place an order for the completed trays rather than needing to print the trays, because of course then we are very limited by time. We are printing as many as we can, and the printers keep going most evenings as well, to be honest, just to try and get ahead for the likes of my 2 weeks away, trying to get as many trays printed as possible, so that we're ahead as much as possible. But yeah, I'm sure they'll be repeated at some point. There's just not enough months in the year. I mean, come on, it's the 23rd of November. And I know I said it for October as well, but I don't know where November has gone. I really do not know how it has managed to be nearly the end of November already. I mean, they say time flies when you're having fun, but there's flying and there's supersonic, and I think it just needs to slow down a tad or two. Melissa, she says she hopes Luna has a speedy recovery. She said she got Lola done when she was only 6 months old. She said the hardest thing was bed rest. She said half cocker spaniel, no chance. Well, that's the thing with Luna as well, isn't it? But I think the painkillers that she was put on, due to her being a more pain sensitive breed, actually kept her conked out for the best part for her for the healing process, which was good. She said good luck to you and your family with Luna's recovery. She said still no news on the apartment. She says she's been waiting for the phone to ring. She says at this rate she won't be able to do her advent painting. She says have a lovely week and thank you for the WIP and Waffle. Oh, I am so sorry, Melissa, that it is not sorted out yet. Hopefully, I mean, this comment was left a week and a half ago, so hopefully things do improve for you and you have good news by the time I read this out, hopefully, and that things get better. If you don't get a chance to do the advent, you can always pretend it's December in January. There is no reason you can't just do a section and day in January instead of December, and start your new year off with a smile on your face. Jamie, she says, hi Rebecca and family. She said she was able to purchase the pre-order. She said, and it only took 3 days to make it to Chicago. She says, where it has been stuck in customs, she says this time for 6 days. Chicago is holding a lot of Admore Zest orders at the moment, I will say. It has quite a few things sat there. There's been a few released over the last few days, and they seem to be making it to their forever homes. But yeah, they're holding on to a bit too many for me. She said they had a holiday on Friday. She said Veterans Day, so they were closed. She says she's patiently / anxiously awaiting her diamond painting and trays. Well, hopefully they'll get with you soon. I really don't know what goes on in the US postal system, because last week I was reading comments about how quick Advent paintings got to people, and then the next thing, Chicago's decided that they're full of crafters and they want to keep hold of them and stare at them for a while. So I really don't know what goes on, whether it is a certain customs office that they go through, or whether it's just Chicago is very up and down with its staff levels, or I don't know, maybe we all posted post on the wrong day. I don't know, but you know, it's forever going out of our house. There's no rhyme or reason. Pretty much every single day we are sending post. So we're not trying to overwhelm them too quick with orders. But yeah, there's still time, even though we've passed the kitting up, there's still time for you to actually be able to start it. So hopefully Chicago do sort themselves out. Royal Mail, our postal service, actually has a strike for the next 2 days, for Thursday and Friday. So if you have ordered from us and don't see a dispatch notification super quick, then please know it is because there is nobody to take said parcel. But we will, my aim is to still do a postal run on Saturday, which we don't normally do because it's the weekend. I'm hoping to still do a postal run on Saturday to get all your orders in the postal service, to then, you know, they can start moving over the weekend, because the background works of Royal Mail still run over the weekend. So your parcel can start making its way to you by us posting on Saturday. So that'll be why you may not have had a dispatch notification if you've ordered today, because the strike is coming. Susan, she says, hi Rebecca, she said thanks for the videos. Love watching your videos while I diamond paint. She said she bought her first diamond dots. Okay, I've got 2 diamonds stuck together and I was going to try and squeeze them apart, but I actually need a few more. So let's not fight that battle today. She said she bought her first diamond dots from a local craft shop and kitted it up and started it when she got the painting, which is Frost Moon. She said she didn't see the size. She said it is 100 centimetres by 18 centimetres. By 80 centimetres, sorry. Oh my goodness me, you started with a big one. She said it only has 19 colours and it has 3 ABs and 2 rhinestones. And she says she's loving it. I love the fact that you've just gone big. You know, sometimes it's a happy mistake. I love doing big paintings. You know, I enjoy my small ones, but I don't know what it is. I feel like this is a nice size section for me. Like, I may not get it all done in this video, but to me, this is the sort of section that I uncover, like a cover paper and a bit, sometimes 2 pieces of cover paper. But if I undo this on a small one, I feel like it's like a quarter of the painting, and maybe I'm undoing a bit too much. I don't know, I seem to do small ones slower than I do big ones. I'm just hunting for this symbol. I couldn't see it for looking. While I get myself my next little batch of diamonds. I'm basically trying to do this bottom edge and going for the symbols on the bottom edge, and then I'll move up. Oh, Amy says the Royal Mail strikes are in relation to pay and deductions on the pension, more than the pension itself. So it's something to do with pay and deductions for the pension that they're striking for. See, I knew I wouldn't know enough what it is. I mean, I had some mail collected the other day by Royal Mail, which I need to do with some. There's some types of Royal Mail services that we can't take to our local post office. We'd have to take to the sorting office. And because of their opening hours, some days are easier than others. So I had some mail collected the other day, and that's when she told me about the strikes. And I just said to her, I said, look, I said, you do what you need to do. Like, you know, it's not the best thing for me, but all I can do is work around it and do the best I can and get mail out as soon as I can, so that, you know, the international ones can at least get to London, and then the rest isn't affected by the strike. And UK, hopefully, you know, they're already aware of the limitations, and us poor UK people, instead of getting post next day, might just have to wait a little bit longer for our mail, which I'm having to wait a little bit longer for stuff that I've ordered. And a lot of the time, I'm like, well, you've had it lucky for ages getting next day. Many countries don't go next month, never mind next day. So we just do what we can do. And hopefully they'll all get it sorted out and come to an agreement that works for everyone. Because I know one of the next strikes, I think, is a Christmas Eve, which means some people that haven't forward planned enough are going to blame Royal Mail that their child hasn't got a Christmas present that they didn't order weeks ago for whatever reason. But hopefully, I don't know whether they still work when they're striked, or whether they will potentially get the first Christmas Eve with their families that they'd have ever had. I'm not quite sure how the strikes work, but they are striking on Christmas Eve. So if you've got any Christmas shopping to do, just get it done now. Gives it time to arrive in time. Deborah, she says, is there any way to find out when our advent calendar should arrive? She said tracking number. If you did choose tracking at checkout, then that would have been on your dispatch email notification. Some were sent tracked even though tracking wasn't purchased. That was based on cost to individual countries. There was a few sort of weight brackets, which depends what was in an order with an advent calendar. There was a few weight brackets that it either cost the same or a very, very small amount more to send it tracked. So we absorbed that little bit more cost to send it tracked when it came to the advent calendar. The only way to guarantee that you will get a tracked package is to choose that at checkout. So if you chose that at checkout, Deborah, then it will be in your dispatch email. Or email us Any questions like that in relation to your order, email us preferably with your order number, and then we'll be able to answer you that one quicker. Because unfortunately it's been 9 days since Deborah asked that question. But all the WIP and Chat comments I save for the next WIP and Chat. So do email us if you can't find your dispatch email, or you just need to inquire over your order. Then email is best. It's the best way for us to be able to track it, keep an eye on it and everything else, because if my email inbox is not empty, I have things to do. How busy I am is determined by my email inbox most of the time. Excuse me. Oh, I just went to tip out the diamonds for this one. I think I tipped out far too many than I actually need. But you know, they're in there now. Let's get them straightened up and the others out the way. Cross Stitch and Tat said, thanks so much. She said she's slowly recovering from COVID, which is a slow process. She said no heaven and earth design. She said though she did complete Grinch and a small couple of paintings in round. She said she's looking forward to December Advent. And that's from Rachel. Well, I hope you're feeling even better now, Rachel. Even better than you were before. And that your diamond painting strength is building up. Because I did find there was quite a few days I didn't even want to touch diamond painting when I had COVID. It took a while to build up to it. So I hope you are feeling better. Nancy, she said she hoped Luna recovers quickly. She said a few cuddles will go a long way, I'm sure. She said she stopped the video, she said, after hearing you read out her last week's comments. She says she's not at all happy with her Diamond Art Club, Quiet Cove. She said it's just taking a long while. She said as it's big for her. It's a big painting. She says she really wants to get on with other paintings, so it's an impatience that's niggling for her. She says, alas, she said she worked on it this week and she's now about 60% done. She says she's going to take my advice and work on it one full row before starting the next smaller kit. She says her mini Christmas set is ready to go, and she'll work on a small Christmas image and then go back to Quiet Cove. She says Dreamer Designs Winter's Fence is going to have to wait. She says, I hope you have a great week. Well, I'm glad you're going to treat yourself in between doing your Diamond Art Club. Sometimes I do think that really is the way to go with it, is to have a couple on the go. I have liked to change things up. I've only done, I think, about 2 sections of my mystery painting since I did the first one on a WIP and Chat, because I am loving working on this one, so it's hard to break off from it. But when I do decide, do you know what, I'm going to do a section of my mystery instead, I quite enjoy the change. And I like it, you know, if I'm doing a painting that I enjoy, like this one, I find I enjoy it even more when I go back. And if I'm doing a painting that I'm not as keen on, I feel like I've treated myself to something a little bit different, and therefore I feel like I'm ready to do the next section on a painting that I might not be as keen on, if that makes sense. And sometimes, sometimes I think we're just a bit too harsh on ourselves. You know, we want to do something, but it is a hobby. And while you may want to finish Quiet Cove, sometimes you've got to realise that, you know, treat yourself to a little bit of something else in between, because it is a hobby to enjoy. And therefore, even if you need to do one section and then a mini painting, and then one section and then a mini painting, then do it. Or do, you know, part of your quiet cove for, say, your first hour of diamond painting. If you manage to get a couple of hours each evening, do an hour of quiet cove and then do an hour of something else, and just, you know, keep the enjoyment for diamond painting there. Don't burn yourself out. Okay, have I got all of those? This is one of the symbols that's similar to others, not in symbol but in colour. So I just need to double check that I've not missed one. I don't think I have. If I have, it's tough. I'll fill it in later. Right, now I should technically, according to my little pattern, be doing this 939, but I think I'm actually going to do, 550 and fill in some of these little gaps first, because I like filling in the gaps. Christine, she says, thank you for the orders. She says she's been enjoying using the tray. She said she also ordered the cards and the DMC stickers so she can reorganise her boxes into rounds and squares. Until now, she says they've been together. She says, but she's been scared that she will put the wrong drills into the wrong bag. Yes, I think that's what made me change mine into two after having years of having them together, is the fact of accidentally putting the wrong diamonds in the wrong bag. She said she bought a gift box from Spotlight a while ago, which is only slightly larger than a photo box. She says she'll get another today while she's heading in that direction. She also bought herself a birthday present, which was our logbook in the little canvas bag. She says it will be nice to be more organised. She says her daughter and herself have sectioned off a diamond dots painting for their own advent. She also bought a 5-placer, and she cut a piece of double-sided tape which she rolled to fit into the multi-placer. So she's used double-sided tape for it. She said it works quite well. She said sometimes it does need to be tapped onto her jeans when too sticky, a bit like the glue dots. So I did take out this glue dot to refresh it. So I do find I need to keep tapping it on my finger or on my clothes just to bed it back in again. She says she also, the other birthday presents she bought herself was 2 Dreamer Designs painting and the Diamond Art Club Polar Express, which she desired for a while. She said she's hoping it arrives today. She says, wouldn't that be a nice birthday present? Well, I hope you have had / are having a wonderful birthday, Christine. I think you've picked a really nice selection of stuff to treat yourself to as well. So you've got the diamond paintings, but you've also got, you know, the likes of the logbook and the pouch, just the, you know, and the organisation stuff, just those things to make things tidy, pretty, you know, nice little logbook to track your paintings and your doings. And I love my logbook entries each month. I love doing them each month. I always tend to have a little flip back for the things that I've done when I finish doing my logbook video for the month. And it's quite nice to do it as a monthly thing, because then I don't find that I'm missing stuff out. Whereas if I tried to remember to do it every single time a painting came into the house, it might not be the same, especially because, you know, I'll do unboxing videos, but I might be doing a few different videos in a day, and I could just forget to go back and do that unboxing one, or to forget to add details when I finish a painting. So I love doing my little logbook catch up. Right, I know a few people have said about tipping diamonds into the lid of the pot when you only have a few, and I can't remember, I know quite often I will just dip my pen into the pot, and you'll have seen it on WIP Chats, and I don't know what made me tip it into the lid the other day when I think I only had about 5 to do, and normally I'd just dip my pen in the pot for all 5. Something made me tip them into the lid. Oh boy, so much easier. So much easier. The only times I tend to dip into the pot now is if it's only one. But if I find I'm fighting with it for too long and can't get hold of it, then I'll tip them into the lid. But yeah, anything more than 1 or 2 and actually tipping them into the lid is loads easier. And here, see, look, how long did that take me just to get 1? Okay, I feel like I've tidied up this section now a little bit by just sneaking up and putting in those single ones. I actually feel like I should do H next. It's still got some of this, oh, then again it does, this 939 does fly quite a bit over this bit now. It's sort of the sky meeting the lighter sky, the dark sky meeting the lighter sky section. So let's pull out some 939 and let's see whether we do actually finish this section in today's WIP Chat. It's time for a bit of 939. All the colours left are a little bit darker now. Oh, I love filling in these little gaps. I just love the little clicky in. Makes me happy. Okay, Anna, she says, nice job so far. So this is a comment on this painting when I was working on some of this black further up the top. She said if she's doing a painting with a solid background, she said she usually does that first too, so she can enjoy doing the actual image. She said she was very surprised, but she actually received her order from us 6 days after I shipped it. She said she thought it would take at least 2 weeks. If it goes through Chicago, it can take longer. But yeah, a few of the pre-orders and the orders do seem to have arrived really quick. However, the next lot, when they went on general sale, Chicago seemed to be drooling over them a little bit too much before they released them. But hopefully everybody will get theirs by next week, so that we can get the party started with our Advent diamond painting, which I am so excited to start. Peaches and Diamonds, she says that was as always another great WIP and Waffle. Thank you. She says she received her pre-orders a couple of days ago. She said she got the square Advent and also the 12-day painting. She said the painting is stunning. Sorry, and the 12-day. Then she said the painting is stunning, and she's already ordered some blue ABs to add in, as well as some crystals in peacock blue, and she's going to add a little bit more ABs in the 5200. She said she can't wait to bling this up. She says with a limited colour palette, it's going to look awesome. She said she's so excited for December now. She is trying to keep her hands off her 12-day Advent until then. She says she's thinking about doing it with the plastic cover and sectioning with washi tape. She said she's never done this method, but she thinks it will be the easiest. Yes, somebody did comment that on my advent kitting up that they put the washi tape on before cutting the cover paper, and they found that it worked really well. So maybe that's what I should have done. However, I am really happy that I did take that, you know, huge chunk of extra time to put the cover paper on, because I do like the fact that it is covered up, and I'll be revealing each one and completing it, which I think I like about the cover paper anyway. I mean, I know I can see this design further down because I only do 2 rows. But I find it's still really nice when I peel back the next section and maybe see part of the painting that I'm about to do. And it, like when I peeled back this section up here to the right, I was like, oh, I'm starting on part of the moon. It brings, yeah, it just brings a different level of excitement for me. Peeling back the cover paper to reveal which bit I'll be doing. She says she doesn't want to chase all over the painting to make sure that she does a square a day. Yeah, that's my problem with the clear cover sheets. I would well and truly just chase, because I'd be like, oh, well, I've just got a few of those diamonds left in my tray. What's the point in tipping them out? And then I'll just, yeah, I end up chasing all over the place. I'm bad enough as it is now for chasing, but normally to the right. So normally, rather than doing the colours across the bottom, I would have actually done the colours up the top. But then the further I got up here, I would start peeling back the cover paper just a little bit more, and end up nudging it all over. Yeah, I'm bad enough doing that with cover paper on, never mind if I had a clear cover on. Stephanie, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, another great video, thank you. She said, your placement of drills are perfect. She says, and you do it so fast. Apart from that one, I managed to take that one off the painting and put it on my finger. She says, and you do it so fast. I think that is just practice. It's because I've been diamond painting for quite a while. I do also try, so you'll see me constantly shake the excess diamonds down to get them, you know, to line up flat. I will always try and have my tray the closest I can to the section I'm working on, within reason. I don't want to be uncomfy doing it. But the shorter distance between the tray and where I'm placing the diamond also can speed things up, which is why I tend to turn my tray round as well. Once I've got the diamonds off this half of the tray as such, I will turn it around, and again it's to get the tray the closest I can to where I'm placing the diamonds. So once I've got halfway like that, I will turn it round and I will hold it here. So I'll hold it in the spout so that I can get the other half of the diamonds, and again I'm close to where I need to be so that I can get them down on the canvas quicker. She says, go you. She says she hopes Luna is feeling better after being spayed. She said lots of hugs, snuggles, and snuggles are in order. Yes, when I changed my battery just in my camera, I did nipped back into the conservatory. Hubby had rang, so I was just ringing him back, seeing how his work day was going. and did get pounced on and had a little bit of lunar snuggles before I came back in to see whether I finish these questions or this section first. Time will tell which one comes first, because I've not scrolled up the questions. I just keep going until one or the other finishes, and I think that's going to have to be my stopping point for today if I've got any hope of getting this edited and uploaded for 4 o'clock. Plus, I would like to de-kit my Dreamers designs today for a video for tomorrow. Ideally, I would like to get that done. Friday is video rest day for me, provided I get my Dreamers designs done. Otherwise, tomorrow will be rest day and Friday will be Dreamers designs, but it's coming one of them. So yeah, I'm hoping to get that one done as well, but I didn't get anywhere near the videos done at the weekend that I wanted to. So, chasing my tail a little bit this week, but that's fine. I have, I want to kit up another Paint Gem Mini as well this week. And then next week, I think there's an unboxing and my logbook video to come, as well as my WIP Chat on Sunday. I also need to do my logbook on the 30th of November for December, because of course it's then Advent time. Already November 2022 has been 3 days long. It feels like. Julia, she said lots of snuggling for Luna. She says she also found the photo boxes in Joanne Fabrics. She said here in the States. She says maybe they will ship to her Swedish friend. She says lovely WIP and Waffle. She says she received her December Advent diamond painting. She says it's going to be so great. Getting snow. They're getting snow and it's very cold. She says average around 35 degrees. I think that's cold because that's Fahrenheit. I work in Celsius. Fahrenheit is one thing I have not mastered. I've mastered inches. You know, I'm that era, that age era, where some things I measure in inches and some things I measure in centimetres. But I can't get my head around Fahrenheit. But I'm pretty sure that's cold. She said hugs from Utah. Ebby, she says she's so excited. Her 12-day Advent arrived today. So it looks like quite a few got theirs last week. She says she got the message telling her that it was ready for collection while she was at work. She says she doesn't think she's ever gone on a break quicker in her life. She said she just had to go pick it up. She says it is now sitting on her desk staring at her. She's so tempted for a peek. Love it. You're all getting as excited to open the Advents as I was excited to do them and package them out. I felt like I had a smile on my face every one that I packaged out, because yeah, I can understand the excitement levels. So much so that I'm already thinking of Christmas 2023. She says, thank you so much, Rebecca. Hugs from the Central Coast, Australia. Ooh, I'll be heading that way. Not Central Coast way, but I'll be heading Australia way in just over a month. I'm not ready for that either. As in, packed ready. I'll probably be packing Christmas Eve, knowing me. Fee, she says hi. She says she's also been joining me in the 310 Abyss. She says she's so grateful for me keeping her sane. She's trying to do 2 sections, she says, in one night before bed. As life got in the way this week, she says, and it's been peak time for her job. So she's not had the time to work on her Butterfly Eyes by Diamond Art Studio. She's worried about it if she's added too much bling to the kit. She says but she won't be able to tell until she reaches either the eye or the butterfly. She says, big hugs to Luna, hope you're feeling better, little one. Yeah, she is back to her normal self now, pretty much. I would say she's pretty much back to herself. Sometimes she doesn't eat all her breakfast straight away, but she does tend to go back to it later on. And she's still a lover of all other varieties of food, so it's definitely not turned her off her food like it did for the first few days. Beth says, she also says the photo boxes can be found in Michael's, and somebody else has also said they are available in Hobby Lobby, as well as Michael's, and that's in Georgia where they are. So in the States, Michael's, oh, that was the wrong one. Did I put that on the, no, I put that on the wrong one as well. I've just gone and put these on the black symbol, not on the H. And I'm trying to get it out with my straightener and that's not going to work. So let me just get my tweezers. And let's just move that into a H because obviously I was too busy looking at what states and where things were located in the US. I actually got my mini. I've got a mini photo box, which is probably half the size of a normal photo box, or one of my other ones. I actually got that from Staples in the States. I actually got it in New York and brought it home with me because I'm that sad because it was a cute storage box. And that's what I keep my special diamonds in. I do 2 rows instead of 3. But yeah, keep an eye out. There's many boxes that you can get to work with it. If need be, if you want them to be the same size as mine or like the cardstock, maybe you've already got the cardstock and you're trying to find a box, take a few sheets of cardstock in with you and then you can always just line them up in the box to see how it works. And if you've got a little bit of a gap, you can put, you know, 1 or maybe even 2 pieces of foam board in there to help make the gaps be the right size. Or you can always, if you are making your own divider cards, you can always make them bigger or smaller according to your photo box to make them fit. Lady Dax, she says, firstly, we're sending healing thoughts to Luna for a speedy recovery. She says, yes, she said she thought that she might keep the clear cover on the Advent painting and then divide it with washi tape and cut sections into that. So yeah, a few different ideas for ways of dividing up your Advent. And it's just a matter of doing what works for you, I think. What works for you, partly depending on the way you prefer to diamond paint. Because some people actually like working with the clear covers. Maybe their mind doesn't wander and try and fit in diamonds as much as mine does. Or maybe theirs does still wander, but they don't mind. Whereas I find I just end up wandering too much, getting too much of a fuddle, and it's just not organised enough for me. Which is why I use cover paper to just keep it how I like it, keep it nice and tidy. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see when everybody starts posting, you know, their completed sections of their Advent, or indeed any other painting that they're doing. It will be nice to see how people have kitted theirs up. I've seen a few that have done it with a clear cover, but they've sort of covered a lot of the calendar thing with some Christmas stickers and things, so that's quite nice. That hides, you know, a fair amount of the design, so you still get that element of surprise, and that, you know, the fact of it being revealed as the stickers get removed, but you can still use the clear cover. So yeah, there's a few different nice ways of being done. Diamond Sparkle Chase, she says, happy belated birthday, Megan. She says she also uses some cross-stitch fixing clips, clamp accessory, to hang her custom up. She says, hope everybody has a great day. Nellie also says she's trying to write, but it's not working for her today. Well, hello, Nellie, anyway. I hope you are having fun diamond painting and enjoying the WIP and Waffle. Amy, she says she has to give me credit. She says that I do squares better than she did. She said she got so mad and she threw it away because she kept seeing the white in between. She said she should have kept going, but she decided to throw it away. She says she's got 2 more to try, but she doesn't know if she should keep buying them or just stick with the rounds, because she's been doing more rounds. It's one of those, you can get better with square with practice, but what you also need to realise when you are looking at what I'm doing on a WIP and Chat, I do not have my light pad turned on. It might be on my light pad, and that's because I do use my light pad in the winter. I don't tend to use it as much in the summer, but I definitely use it in the winter in the evening. I will always have my light pad on underneath. And believe me, you can see very slight gaps in between my diamonds when my light pad is on. I actually don't know if it will show. Where's my button? There it is. So my light pad is on now. I don't think you can actually see as much. Let me try turn. Where's my switch is underneath my clamp. So that's it off. That's it on. No. Oh, way up. That's it on. And that's it off. I'm not sure. I don't think, from what I can see through my camera screen, it's not picking it up the same way it would do if I was in the conservatory at night when it's darker and I've not got the likes of my filming lights and things on. But there is definitely gaps between mine, albeit small. And it does depend on the diamonds. I have done some diamond paintings where I am literally clicking them in. You know, potentially sometimes I think they're going to be diamonds that pop, but they're actually not. They're like the dream fitting square diamonds, which does not happen every time. It can happen with some companies on one painting and not on another. There's that much of a fraction of a millimetre difference in some things. But having the little bit of a gap is normal. And as I say, can be seen more if you could see it with just my light pad in a darker room and not with my big lights on. The difference is how it looks when your light pad is off. That's what you need to remember. You are never, once you've finished even a section, never mind the whole painting. This part that I've done up here, I'm never going to look at it as close and as under as much scrutiny as I do this section that I'm working on. You're not going to look at it that way again, ever, probably. Especially if you hang it up. As soon as you hang it up on a wall, you do not see any of those tiny hairline cracks that you can see with a light pad on. So do give it another go. But once you've done a section, turn your light pad off, and you don't even have to step really far away from it. Just sit back in your chair and look at it then. And there are some diamonds that you know, some companies and some diamond paintings that you may still be able to see them. But I bet you it will be nowhere near as bad as one you thought, and that you would see if it was hung up on a wall. I've never had any that have got that big a gap between them. So yeah, give it another go, especially while you've got some already. You've already got some square paintings. Give it a go, and you will find just the same with rounds. Some round paintings, I find that your round diamonds will be touching. It will actually touch the edge of the last one. And some round diamond paintings don't end up touching. They just end up being rounds and they go in the middle. I've just lost part of my glue dot onto my canvas. Yeah, some of my round diamonds I can butt up to be touching each other as I'm doing the diamond painting, and some I can't. I need to have that gap in effect all the way around the diamond. It's the same with squares. However, it's more noticeable on squares because you've got the four sides. So I wouldn't give up yet. Tammy, she says, thank you, Rebecca, for keeping me company on this early morning. She said she was listening while working on a crochet blanket. She says, although she's not participating in the diamond painting event, she's enjoying all the progress. And she said to have a wonderful day. Well, you're enjoying it is kind of like taking part, just in a different way. Spectating. Spectator sport is just as good. Well, I don't know. I enjoy taking part, but spectating is the next best thing if you can't take part. Liz, she says, another great WIP and Waffle. She says she's managed to finish her Diamond Art Studio picture, and she's moved on to another picture for an event she's taking part in. She said she can't wait until next Sunday to kit up her Advent picture. She was lucky enough, she said, to pick up the round drills when they were launched, and she's kept it in its brown wrapper to avoid temptation. She said, hope Luna is recovering well after her spay and is getting all the extra cuddles. Oh yes. She looks at me with such puppy dog eyes when she is really tired. And she's getting tired. You know, I might have been doing stuff for quite a bit of the day that didn't involve sitting on the couch. And she very much looks at me like, are you going to sit down yet? Because I want cuddles while I go to sleep. My accounts have never been so up to date in my life. I mean, I'm trying to keep them as up to date as I can, but I do get quite busy and I do flip from one thing to another. It's amazing how much time can be spent on some things that you just don't think are going to take that long. And yeah, I just have to keep finding things that I can do on the computer, or at least sat down on the couch, which there are some things that I can prep on the couch. But yeah, I keep doing things like that just so that she can have her snuggles. And hopefully, once she's all better and off, you know, off any antibiotics, pain meds, anti-inflammatory, anything, once she's off all of that stuff, we can get back to finding our normal rhythm in some way that works for us. Bless her. Stephanie, she says, hi Rebecca. She says, Spicy, who's her kitten, hopes that Luna will recover quickly. She said, Spicy and I love watching your videos before bed together. She said she always tries to catch my hands. This made me smile when I saw it coming through on email. I can just imagine the little kitten pawing at the screen, trying to grab my hands as they move about. I can imagine some of them I move about quite a bit more than others as well. It's got little dots in that one. She says, from one newbie multiplacer to another, she said she found it easier for herself to place vertically rather than horizontally. She said maybe it'll be easier for you as well. Yeah, I have found when I did, I actually find it can vary per painting. I seem to prefer using a multiplacer with rounds at the moment than I do with squares, though I know some people prefer it the other way around. But yeah, I do find that vertically I can see where I'm going easier than horizontally. It saves me trying to, see where the multiplacer's going by crouching down when I do it vertically instead. That's why I tend to like to work from this way across, because I can see with my pen coming in from the side. So maybe I just need to try doing vertically more with my two-placer. Sometimes though, by the time I get to diamond paint, it can be quite late on before I try and squeeze in an hour or so before going to bed. And sometimes I'm just too tired to try the multiplacer. I don't know if that makes sense, but I can just be, can't be bothered. Can't be bothered trying the multiplacer right now. It's not in my brain space. It's not going to happen. But yeah, I do need to practice more. But I enjoy single placing as well, so I suppose part of me is like, is it really a bad thing? Kathy, she says, she loves a cuddly, snuggly doggy. She says she hopes Luna is feeling better and mummy too. She says, on the subject of popping drills, she says she got an inexpensive Amazon canvas that she really liked. Unfortunately, it had round drills, but the canvas was clearly for square. She said that will surely cause popping drills. Sigh. She said, and she did get to order 3 paintings from Evermoment for her birthday. I do like Evermoment drills, I must say. She says they're supposed to be here the first week of December. She said, P.S. she was so excited to hear me read her last comment out loud. Well, there you go. 2 for 2, Kathy. I've just read another one of yours out. I do try and get through all, if not most, comments on each WIP and Chat. It really does depend on how much time I may have. And how much waffling on topics I tend to do. Like even now, I've very nearly finished this and I haven't finished all the comments. Although actually there is only about 3 or 4 more. So maybe I will get through all the comments today. Or at least try to. Advent, we'll see. They come in thick and fast on Advent, and it often takes me about 3 days just to get through the first day's questions. But we'll see how we do. Charlotte, she says she has an update on the 12 inches of hair that she got chopped off. She says she's not sure if anybody did see, because she did post on the Facebook group, but she ended up chopping 15 inches off. And I think that went to, is it Princess Trust? to help provide wigs with real hair for people. So well done, Charlotte. You should be very proud of yourself. Alana, she said, keep up the great content. She loves watching all of my videos. She hopes for a speedy recovery for Luna, and she was excited to hear about the update. She said she's curious to know what camera I use for my videos. She said the quality of the drills on the camera are always so stunning. She says thank you for another wonderful video. Well, the quality of these drills is stunning. I'm glad the camera does pick that up. But I use a Canon G7X. I think it's the Mark II. I wanted a camera. I think I originally started using my phone, which is not bad, but I can't see when it stops recording, you know, what is in shot. So I use the G7X Mark II because it has a flip screen. I think it's used by quite a few vloggers who like to flip it up so that they can see themselves. And mine's flipped up so that I can see my hands. And it allows me to see what's in shot and what's not, which is loads better. Okay, last couple of comments because I have finished placing diamonds. All Things Crafty by Kaz said she got her November limited tray. She says today on the 18th. She says she's saving hers for the December Advent. Like it, a little bit of Christmas for Christmas. And then last but not least, Elise says she's right there with me. She said she's a single placer. She says she very rarely uses a multi-placer unless the colour is really getting under her skin, which she said is green and white mostly. She said she enjoys watching me single placer place. She says not many YouTubers single place. Oh, there you go, maybe I'll stay unique for a bit longer. She says she's on a no-buy for a while as her dog gave a scare and ended up in the after-hours vets for an overnight stay. She says, but thankfully she has quite a stash, so it should be able to keep her going through the temptation. Yeah, I have quite a stash as well, but I'm still probably, as soon as this video is finished, about to go and order a Dreamer's Designs while having a snuggle with Luna, because I did say I was going to give them another go, and I think it's only fair that I do that, especially the amount of times that I have talked about them. So I will be shortly shopping on Dreamer's Designs, but that's another section of I Choose You done. A little bit more colour in that one, though there is definitely more to come. And look, I've got part of the moon done. It is rolled up, the rest down here, but I've actually gone through most of my black. I have a pot and a half left of black because it is only scattered now further down, so it's quite weird that I've gone through all those extra bags that I had, but I can only hope that I can get a few more done. One thing I have noticed, and I do want to mention, is that because I started this one from the top, I found it can be a little bit trickier to get it to hold on my board because I'm more nervous because these are diamonds on here and not just the plain canvas. Whereas when I rolled it the other way and it was sat on my desk, I felt it was safe because I never actually leaned on it in any way or knocked it. So I am trying to keep my clips off the canvas where possible, but I have put a piece of foam roller because what I found is if this isn't here, this canvas droops and it hits the corner of my easel and I could see diamonds folding. So I may try and limit the amount of times I start from the top, but for that reason only. But it's nice to do one a different way round, and I do like it being higher up. So maybe I just need to consciously, if I start at the bottom, clip it onto my light board higher up because the angle's nicer for me. But anyway, that is enough waffling. I'm going to go and get this video edited so that it's actually got a hope of going up today. But I got some diamond painting done, and that's always good. Have an extra child home just to watch the dog so I can diamond paint. Bonus. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.